Now? Wait, we need to test the mic if it sounds well now. Test the mic. Ma. Ma. Violence! Violence in my house! Give me the cable. Give me the cable. I didn't even know that mic was on, to be honest. I was so sure I disabled it yesterday. Katie, you're back. Come here. Come here. Ah! Are you coming or not? Meow! Why do you attack me? Don't attack me! But... Okay. Sit. Sorry. Hope you are well. There should be you are, not your. Well, Nata, can't chat long, and I see you are doing Star Rail, but wanted to stop by to say thanks for the discussion and telling me more about quantum mechanics. No problem. Also, I am not, like I said, I am not an expert. I know, I understand it to some extent, but it's the like very layman version. It's not like the scientists if they explain it. I understand it on a very principle level. Sorry I didn't grasp some of it, and I probably will forget some, but I enjoyed the convo. My brain is a bit fried though. Yeah, I was trying to explain it in the most simple way as I remembered, because like I said, I was raised by Discovery Science, and there were a lot of TV shows there that kind of explained science in very simplistic terms that could be easily understood. You definitely know some more than me. Well, I did read some science, but when I read the actual science, I understand only every third word. Because when they start using terminology, my brain is like, I don't know what that means. And then I was trying to explain the Mihoyo lore way, so that caused a bit of difficult bridge to communicate at points. I don't mean that in a bad way. No, I mean... It sometimes felt like you wanted to correct me, but I wasn't trying to disprove the lore. I was just trying to give context. I didn't try to say that it behaves like in our world. I just wanted to say that it's inspired. Hey, Kitty! Careful! There is a lot of stuff that behaves similarly, but because this is a sci-fi slash fantasy, you can kinda get away with a lot of stuff. You can make up a lot of stuff as well. And you're the one who decides how everything works, so it's easier. In the real world, when you don't decide shit, you just observe and get baffled by what you saw. It's two different sides that fit together. I do hear a weird scratching sound. Stupid mic. Wait, I need to fix it. I wasn't really trying to correct it, more also just putting it so others who read it understand the content. Wait, I will turn off my first. Okay, hopefully it's better now. I gave it the same treatment as before. Violent shake. Oh, come, Kitty. I know you got scared because I was abusing the mic. Come. Come. Kitty, I don't have a whole day. Can you just come here and stop meowing at me? Meow. Ah. Oh. Meow. Cable. Meow. Meow. I know it's the mic because when I started the stream, mic was on, and I saw on the VOD the weird garbage sound. It was the mic. Also, I was half prepared to explain what I needed to, and only later was in the right mindset fully. It can take me time to adjust the convo or more to process some info and then what I needed to say, but also making sure to keep in mind its interpretations and different perspectives. I understand. So if it felt I was trying to correct you, that wasn't my intention, more just was doing my best to cover, discuss. Yeah, I know, I realized later. Kitty, sit in one place, stop moving. Ihio discussions can definitely get complicated, especially with some of the specifics. Especially when you add other games, and translations, and things that were badly translated, and lost in translation, and whatever is happening. Kitty, didn't you want to be on my lap? Now you went away. What's your problem? Okay. She went away. Wow. Oh, there's only 4 days for this one. Ay. But yes, I could see what you said about a god being a thing keeping the Genshin world alive. Possibility or something like that, something that controls the laws and rules. I was considering a lot of in-universe explanations why Genshin is isolated, especially when I started playing Emporius. Because there's too many references to Genshin not to make you start thinking that it's intentional. Maybe the explanation for Emporius is not exactly how it is for Genshin, but maybe the similar idea is used, or some reinterpretation of similar stuff, you know? Because Emporius is the same as Genshin, with that difference that Astral Express are the first people to visit it. Or at least we know we are the first for extended period of time, because I am not sure, but I think there was a lore piece that kinda implied there was people before on this planet, but that would be just Dahang having bots. Oh wait, considering we are here, there was... Ah, this is good. When I was talking with my friend, who also likes lore when it comes to Genshin, we were considering the possibility of Genshin being a bubble universe that is actually within someone. Just like with that one that Durandal had inside, but I didn't have any proof that it's true.
Seek, and you will
It was
find.
mostly because of the how. It was also connected to the fact that there were really not many people who visited Genshin. Like, there is really not many people from beyond the sky who descended. That's why the Traveler is the fourth one. Wait, did it go through? Yes, the invaders outside the world. Yeah, I also were considering a possibility, like, would the people, the sky people play a role in Genshin Impact or not? I also recently, when I was playing Honkai Impact 4, noticed that the Valkyrie symbol on the, the main menu has 3 sets of wings, and those wings look very similar to the wings that Traveler has in Genshin Impact. So I kind of, for the extended period of time I was playing Honkai Impact, I kind of felt there is a similarity between Traveler's clothes and the battle suits from the Honkai Impact part. So it may be like similar technology, but in different style, less sci-fi, more fantasy. Ah, here you are. The Byakuya Koku book spoke about it, though that was a lot of older lore thing than the stuff we're talking. No, you mean the Byakuya Koku book is the same, I think, that is called about the sun and moon. How to get there? That lore is relevant still. It talks about the Primordial One, the Second Throne, the sinking of Enkanomiya, unified civilization related lore. Sky people could be involved, but I also don't think so. I mean, the people were like seeing the similarities between the travelers and the sky people, because the way they entered Teyvat was similar to how sky people enter worlds. So maybe that's like a remixed idea, or like alternative universe in which sky people were good. Every possibility matters. Or more so become a world or realm that is broken out of the overall universe, or at least disconnected. Also, I just sent what I maybe think of Teyvat, but it said message is being checked. Wait, I will say it. I will check it. Yeah, I guess it might be. La 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 la, where is that message? Blah, 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 blah. Twitch. It flagged it because you said a sky is fake. I didn't know that Twitch was anti-conspiracy theory. Used the eggshell to separate the universe in Kutate What? I don't know what you wanted to say here. Marks and microcosm of the world, the sky is fake, that it could be like the eggshell analogy given in the book. So in this case, the sky is the eggshell, and that is what contains Teyvat inside of it, like egg. And the rest of the overall universe is outside of the eggshell, but it's still not its own universe. It's just broken away from the overall universe. Yes, the early theories were that that the world of Teyvat was created by Phains, and it was because of Enkanomiya lore. But it could also be that the Enkanomians just had the mythology like that, and that the true thing that the eggshell actually is like some kind of barrier. We know that the fake sky to some extent protects from the Abyss invasion. So it may have been some kind of measure to protect the world of Teyvat from contamination by the Abyss.
Have you heard? Seems like all the rooms are full.
Quotation mark was for when I said universe, but yeah, sorry, it's not as simple when it is in text. You could just make a quotation mark instead of say quotation mark. It's like saying a question and ending the sentence with question mark, but not the symbol, just question mark. We know far more now about Genshin lore than before because of Ochka Natlan, the Dragon Civilization lore. I am still not caught up with everything, but I actually did a bit of those stuff in Ochka Natlan. I type the word and say the word. I don't know the grammar, apologies. Yeah, I'm definitely not caught up with Genshin. No, I meant you could just make this. Danhang! Are you alright? Long time no see, I've heard about what happened from Phainon. You have been through a lot. Not at all, it's all in service to Drayblaze. Life is a struggle. I missed you so much, my dearest friend. It seems you took things pretty hard. Wait, what happened? What did we do last time? Ah, yeah, we met the Flame River. Yes, that's the quotation. Yes, that. Wait, I feel like I'm confused. Yes. I think like I confused something. Universe in quotation mark. Yeah, normally you just have to type it like this when, like, you don't have to type it usually in the regular speech, you say it like this. But because in text you have quotation marks, you don't have to say it. It would be universe. Oh. What were you doing while I was gone? I was organizing logs. I also asked Hyacinth for some research material from the Grove. I discovered something interesting. Do you remember that Amphorius sky was sealed away by a titan? Aquila's presence keeps this world isolated from the rest of the world beyond the sky. Hey, isn't that similar to what we talked before? Can the gods in universes / bubble worlds Like worlds slash bubble worlds. Isolate them? Can they? Because if they can, that would explain a lot. Like imagine, Earth exists, Kiana becomes the god of Earth, and then Kiana decides, well, I am closing the door on this planet now. Poof! Barrier. Maybe that is what she should have done. No sky people then. When I use quotation mark, I mean it as something might not be exactly that as we see words. For example, like egg, that isn't just an egg and could be other. Yeah, that's exactly what you use quotation marks for. You don't have to explain this. This is how quotation marks are used with words. When you put a word in quotation mark, you either are referencing something else, or you are trying to say that the word you are using is not in typical meaning. In typical meaning, that you are using it in a different way than typical meaning, hence the quotation. But I was meaning that you don't have to type specifically the words quotation mark when you are writing, because you have quotation marks on your keyboard, so you don't have to type the name of the thing, you can just put the quotation. But we have to yet see a barrier made like that. I'm making sure I have been using it right outside the word, since I need to use grammar like you said. Thanks for confirming. Yes, I forgot what it looked like till you told me today. I'll practice at using it. Are you using a phone a lot? Because I have a keyboard in front of me and it would be really hard to forget what quotation mark is. Because it's just next to enter. It seems Hyacinth's ancestors were the Sky Priests who worshipped Aquila, the Sky Titan. Perhaps she can give us more clues to find the way back to the Astral Express. Whee! Back into Cosmos. Nothing out of the ordinary happened in the Holy City in the past few days. I didn't have to talk to anyone either. It was kind of nice spending time alone. Oh, do you still hear weird cracks in the mic or not? Just you wait. Your good times are coming to an end. Awful! I should have stayed and organized documents with you. Yes, I use phone and keyboard, but still, not used to the key. But now I know and will do my best to ingrain it in memory. Makes sense good. I just assumed that everyone knows what quotation mark is. Unless it's like language barrier thing. Because, like, for example, when I was learning English, I didn't know the names for those stuff. I did know how they look like and how to use them, but I didn't know the name. Yes, I just don't know grammar very well, and I'm still learning. I don't think it's a grammar thing, though. Like, you mean grammar, like, overall in every language or in English? I know words and other things, but grammar has always been something I am learning. Punctuation. Okay. Have you considered that you may have dyslexia? Just asking. After what happened at the Grove, there is sure to be unrest in the coming days. We should rest for now. I haven't been diagnosed with it, so I don't think I have. I don't remember how people get to learn. Like, once someone asked me if I have dyslexia, but I don't. I just have really good memory, and when I memorize the correct version of the word and incorrect version of the word, then I don't remember which is which after some time. Because to remember the correct writing, I would have to never see the incorrect version and never memorize it. Because when they get both memorized, they're both filled under the possible writing of the word, and then I forget which is the correct one. I know I have autism, but that's not the same thing. Hey, I have autism too. We match. You look tired. You should get some sleep before we set off tomorrow. It's more me just not fully knowing how it's used and haven't used it because I didn't have a reason outside the reasons that have started appearing. Okay, the brief explanation. Quotation mark is named quotation mark because you usually use them to quote someone or something. But people started using quotation marks in various meanings, including distorting the meaning of words. Like, if you put a word in quotation marks, it's supposed to imply that you are not using it in the meaning everyone knows. Like, for example, when you write a sentence and you say someone is very nice, but you put nice in quotations, the implied meaning is that you don't think that someone is nice. You can, like, imply that someone is rude by putting that word in quotation. Or something is rude. But you don't want to say it out loud. I love distorting words and stuff and having cryptic stuff. You see, yeah, that makes sense. Oh, by the way, I heard some rumors. If you're going to wander around, I suggest avoiding the hot bath. Wait, what? What do you mean? Is Mydei using the hot bath?
Trianne?
What's wrong? Is there trouble at the Grove?
Yes, I sensed something. It was fleeting, but very strong. It feels like they're in some big trouble. Trianne used the Sentry Gate again.
Can you see what's actually happening?
No, it's fuzzy like always. But the enemy's aura has disappeared. Maybe they've moved to a safe place?
Let's hope that it's just a false alarm. We should place our trust in her and Castra's teacher.
As well as meaning and philosophy in a word's meaning and way it can be seen or understood in having not only set in stone objective meaning. Okay, I understood. I need to read it a second time. Because, like you said, you are not using punctuation, so it's kinda hard sometimes. In my language, I don't know if it's applicable to English, but in my language, when you write something down, and you need to, when you say it out loud, like a sentence, in the places where you have to take a breath, you usually should put a comma. That's like the general rule. It's not like universal, but people say that the commas in my language are in places where usually people take a breath to continue speaking. But you know, it's not a rule because you could, for example, take a brief in the middle of a thought and it would be put in the wrong place instead. So there are also rules for commas in my language, like comma after this, before that, after that, whatever.
They will keep Trian safe.
Aggie, you're talking like we are little kids. One day, Trian will reach her limit, and Treeby will take on the role of gatekeeper from her. We are all aware of that.
Oh, you know what else is annoying? When I am doing Emporius, there is not only a lot of references to Genshin, but specifically the video with Treeby, Trian, and the third sister I forgot the name of. It has Celestia in it. And I don't know how I should take it. Not to mention that after our conversation, now I realize that Treeby is one part of 1000. Because I thought they were like one person distorted into 3. But no, they are one person that got poofed into 1000 people. And the 3B, Trian, and the last one are the 3 that are left from 1000. So it kind of reminded me about another person we're talking about in the chat. Yeah, I apologize for how much I don't use punctuation, but I will try to get better at it. However, it will mean I will take a lot longer to type a sentence, which can cause issues. No, you can take your time.
I am just a little concerned about her state of mind. Trian was already unable to speak, even in short sentences when they left.
Issue of time management. Okay.
We want to say a proper goodbye at the very least.
No way! But I will see what I can do. Hey, does she imply that the sisters can disappear if they like exhaust their energy? Because it reminds me a lot about Nahida. But I will see what I can do. It is something as writer I need to learn. Yeah, you do. Like, punctuation is very important for a writer. Though, like I said, the rules, for example, from my language are not necessarily the same rules in English. So when I write in English, I apply the rules from my language, and I use the language tool. It's like an online website when you can check the correctness of your writing. And it often shows me that I put a comma in place where shouldn't be a comma, because in English you don't put comma in that place. No, of course, so I will make sure to look up what those rules are for my one over time. Learning rules takes time. Also, formal education helps. At school, usually they teach the basics. And at university, if you study something related to writing or language, they will drill it into your head. My education failed. I never asked, where are you from?
I will pray with you.
Thanks. And Aggie, it looks like we will need you to come with us to the baths this time to unwind. It feels like neither of us have laughed for a long while.
Oh, United Kingdom.
It's time to head out with the West Wind!
All right.
If it makes you feel better, most people in my country don't know how to properly use our own language. And a lot of children has issues during class when it comes to correct writing and grammar and stuff. So it's not isolated issue. Everyone has issue like that. Some people are like more wired, more accustomed to learning stuff than others. Some people have issues with math, others have issues with grammar.
Here's really hot and heavy. Has it always been like this?
Is Mydei in the bath?
I heard it's the Kremnoan.
Is someone injured over there?
What happened?
What happened here?
Watch out! Watch out! For the Kremnoan!
What?
Kremnoan? This is their doing?
Aggie, now's not the time to dwell on that. Let's help the injured people first.
Excuse me, going through. Oh, you two are here as well. That's a relief.
Education didn't teach me very well, and I wasn't in a great mental state back then. Plus, a lot of other stuff only after education, and self-learning did I start to learn more and want to learn more. But that was 7+ years ago now. I never asked you, how old are you actually? Like, you don't have to tell me exact number. Just the rough, if you don't feel okay with it. I was just curious if we are of the same age or different.
Even the Twilight Courtyard is involved? What in the world happened here?
Oh. I am old.
I actually just came to relax. But as soon as I got here, I saw all these people lying on the ground. I've examined them, and they don't seem to be seriously ill. It feels like they've just spent too much time in the hot water.
Multiple individuals fainting simultaneously from the hot pool steam? Where is the manager of the baths?
He disappeared, and no one knows where he's gone to. Some people have been saying that the Kremnoans are behind this. Lady Aglaya, what do you think about this?
Why would Kremnoans kidnap the bath manager? The conspiracy.
Let these people rest. The two of you, please come with me.
Have you thought of something, Aggie?
Yes. While their intentions elude me, it's time to bring this farce to a close.
Is it somehow Mydei's fault? Tell me.
This is really bad.
See, there is our.
This is all you can do, huh? Pitiable deliverer.
This is his doing. What happened here?
Snowy! Even Snowy!
Culprit. The culprit is Mydei.
I have a question though. Why they are clothed? They should be naked.
Dee, what did you do to everybody?
I was right. This is all my demon's fault.
It's just another duel where I claimed victory.
Hey, he sounds so smug. Till the previous storyline, he was sounding kinda like as if he was always angry, but now he sounds so smug, like his voice tone changed completely. I must go eat. Thanks for chatting and discussing with me. Hope you enjoy Star Ray. I will do my best for learning punctuation of time. Thank you. Have a nice meal. I will just try not to die laughing here. You can hear and feel that Mydei is really into showing Phainon where is his place. That's definitely not gay, Mydei. That's definitely not a gay behavior for you to be so smug because you won with your friend.
Duel?
As I expected. On the surface, these two are the mightiest warriors in the Holy City, but they're still impulsive youths at heart.
They are dorks! They are gay dorks!
Speak up, Mydei. Tell us exactly what kind of foolishness you and Phainon indulged in this time.
This time! So it was not the first time. Like, through the past few hours of this story, Mydei was acting as if he was actually disliking Phainon and his go-to-lucky, you know, positive attitude. But then, when you actually now reach this point in the story, you get the impression that actually he isn't like that all the time, that he's not so prickly all the time, and that usually when they are together, they're doing some shenanigans they shouldn't be doing. Because they have this rivalry, in quotations, going on. This is so stupid and so gay at the same time. I am so not surprised that there's so many gifts with them now. Wow, I am Mydei in this situation. How is your recovery coming along, my friend? Winning and losing are all parts of a warrior's life. Don't let it get to you. Why don't you take a bath to recharge, buddy? Hey, he didn't say any of that.
No, none of those sound right.
Well, I picked the one that sounded the most like you. The other two sounded kinda as if that was fine on saying them. Keep your chin up. You have greater things to achieve. Want to grab a drink with me, Paul? If you're up for it, let's have a talk.
Forget it.
Lol. I see you still alive and kicking the liver. Why are you such a fucking tsundere? Why can't you just ask a normal question instead of going, hey, I see you're still alive, deliverer. Do you want him to be dead? No, you want him to be alive. You care. You are such a fucking idiot. Idiots in love.
Am I seeing things? Is the magnificent deliverer finally deigning to step outside?
And he even said it differently than the option I got. He said it in such a fucking smug way. Are you trying to rile him up?
What kind of response is that?
That's very not Phainon response. That's usually your type of response.
Nothing. I was just imitating your usual response.
That's what I said!
I don't feel anything special from you. Have you passed the demigod trial?
The ritual hasn't reopened yet. In case you forgot, it hasn't been that long since I pulled you out of the trial.
I didn't forget.
Oh, he's so... Phainon sounds subdued a lot here, versus Mydei is like... kinda acting like an asshole a bit. But he doesn't want to, you saw his inner thoughts!
Then, you're welcome.
Lol, why are you so smug?
In twilight's last gleam, Makima stands bold. Her walls sturdy, tales untold. Dreaming of her fruitful gardens, pilgrims arrive from distant lands. Figs and olives, oh so grand. Yet little do they know that they will step into flames, fuel to the fire, a burning brand.
What are you playing at this time?
I just felt like reciting a few lines of poetry. Surely the Crown Prince of Kremnos knows how to appreciate poetry, right?
Now you are the one who is trying to rile up someone else. Is this your usual way of communicating, or is it your I am trying to act as if nothing is wrong way of communicating?
Kremnoans steer clear of such weak literature. But my library doesn't lack collections of this kind.
Did he just say that Kremnoans usually don't read poetry or indulge in poetry, but Mydei does? Like, he does indulge in poetry.
These lines express the poet's yearning for their home, just as Akuma is distant from many people's homes.
I know how to interpret poetry, Haikis.
Scoundrel.
There's no point in pretending to be profound, my friend. Thank you for helping me out when I was in a tight spot, but it seems to me that you aren't prepared for the trial either.
Why is he prodding the bear? Stop prodding the bear! Or the bear will prod you! In the place you don't want to!
Don't compare your situation with mine. My people are still relying on me. I can't ascend to godhood on my own without first resolving their issues.
So, are you suggesting that you, the mighty Mydei, and the heir to the throne of Kremnos, wish to defy tradition that has endured among your people for millennia?
Yes? Where were you for these several years you spent together?
Still thinking about what I should do.
Never mind. It's probably not my place to offer you counsel.
I don't know. Didn't you notice, Phainon, that Mydei was basically trying to give you the throne of Kremnos? Like a good wife would?
An idea does strike me, though.
Go ahead. Let's see what terrible ideas you've come up with this time.
Maybe we both need to relieve some stress. Come, Mydei, let's recommence our previous competition.
Oh lol. This is how you're going to deal with every issue you have? With the rivalry match?
This time, we'll see who can stay in the super hot bath for longer.
Lol.
What? Are you chickening out?
Lol, what is going on the screen right now?
The phrase chickening out does not exist in the Kremnoan language. I just find the situation absurd, that's all. All-knowing historian, are you not aware that we Kremnoans use boiling water from sword forging for our baths?
Ooh, what?
Looks like I'll have to teach you some royal etiquette today.
Like a good wife? I wanted to say husband. But I don't know who is a wife and who is a husband between those two. Also, this sentence sounds as if he was trying to make Phainon worthy of being a royal of Kremnos. Like, hey Phainon, you're mine. We are going to elope. I will teach you etiquette. I know it's the rivalry match, mostly, that prompted this sentence, but this sentence could be used in that meaning too.
And thus, an unprecedented sauna battle commences! With unparalleled resolve, the two warriors' determination even alters the very hue of the steam. Flames intertwine with scalding vapor, reaching toward the heavens, shrouding the sky and the sun. The spectacle is so magnificent that none dare gaze upon it directly.
So that's why they told me not to go to the bath.
Since we can't see what's happening in the competition, why don't I regale you with a tale of kings to pass the time? Do you recall the legend of the Gorgo lion mentioned by a certain veteran? The central figure, the main character, was not the sole sovereign of that land. An Oryx stood as its formidable rival. Long before the dawn of Era Chrysia, the two beasts started their timeless battle on the plains of Tritos. The lion regarded the Oryx as its food, while the Oryx perceived the lion as a scornful, oppressive, and challenging barrier that it swore to topple with its antlers. For tens of thousands of years, without respite, the two creatures thus continued their relentless pursuit and rivalry.
Why do I get the feeling that this is not about the lion and the other creature? It sounds like it's about Phainon and Mydei, but still. Can you stop moaning? I will have ideas.
It fixated on its rival's fleeing form in the chase.
The interposition of the story onto what is happening in the bath confirms that this is about Phainon and Mydei was in the end.
It set its sights on the other's neck, nearly within reach. It was stuck in a corner.
They sounded as if they were doing something else than sitting in the sauna.
Had nowhere to escape. On the land of Amphorius, some lives meet their end at dusk, some at dawn, and yet others are fated to perish under the blistering sun at noon. And at last, the most scorching moment of the day descended upon them. The formidable hand of fate heeded their call and arrived!
My lords, would you like me to reduce the temperature a little?
I doubt it.
What? You're chickening out already?
They're so stupid. They're so stupid.
Get lost.
Are you asking me to get lost, or...
Poor bath attendant. Jesus.
Do whatever you want.
Why is Mydei sounding as if he had a far more bad time than Phainon?
Oh, please forgive my presumptuousness, my lords.
What a spectacle of folly.
This is what you get for daring to challenge a Kremnoan without understanding your own place.
What I'm saying is, your little game dragged down quite a few innocent souls alongside you.
Personally escort back home the customers left awestruck by our formidable presence.
Lol.
This isn't fair.
Is he writing on the ground his last message?
You are wearing way less than I am.
You could have get naked though. Nobody stopped you.
Is this the latest trend now? Getting into the baths while dressed in full armor?
That explains at least why they're not naked.
Don't look at me like that. It was he who challenged me. There is no word for flee in the Kremnoan language.
Very well. Let us bring this farce to a close, shall we? Warriors, It is time to get moving.
I wouldn't be surprised if she called them idiots instead of warriors.
Alas, the flame chase journey is destined to be a lengthy one, replete with obstacles.
Did they also have a a challenge over who will escort more people and Phainon won?
But thanks to those two, all the gloom has vanished into thin air.
Yeah, they're like comedic too.
Oh, we just had quite the commotion. It's not every day we find the Marmoreal Palace this serene. Shall we continue with our previous plans? Hyacinth, would you care to join us?
I almost regret that the protagonist of this game was not there. Like, I would want to see the protagonist of the game laugh at those idiots.
Such an empty bath is indeed a rare sight. I was looking forward to unwinding after work. I'd be delighted to accept your invitation, Lady Treeby.
How about we go to the biggest bath?
Let me check. The water temperature feels just perfect.
So, how is the feeling of having the entire bath to yourselves?
It's so good.
But, Lady Treeby, aren't you going to soak in the bath with us?
We will have to pass. After all, we've become children.
Please understand that she can no longer endure the heat of this pool due to the blessings of Yanis.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Are you curious about us, Hyacinth?
I am, but something tells me that it might be better to change the topic.
Don't get all nervous. It's not something we can't discuss. The truth is, a long, long time ago, we were a mature adult just like Aggie. Then, because of reasons, we inherited Yanis's divinity and gained the power of passage. And in return, the price we had to pay was the splitting of our soul.
I don't get it though. If you only get special powers if you accept divinity, why Mydei is immortal? He didn't become god. Like, is it a separate thing? Like, did Treeby had different flaw that made her her adult self Chrysos heir, and then she accepted Janos core flame and got split? Like, will the same happen to Mydei? Like, he will still be immortal, but he will have to pay a price for accepting the core flame.
Each opening of the Century Gate intensifies the strain on Treeby and the others. They are gradually regressing towards infancy, both in body and mind.
Oh, so they disappear. Like, they become smaller and smaller until they disappear. Also, this is exactly the same thing that happened to Nahida.
We don't know what awaits us at the end either, but anyway, that's why we've turned into children.
In that case, when you opened that giant sentry gate above Akama during the battle against Nikador,
Well, there's no way around it. We all know that the flame chase journey won't be a smooth ride.
maybe we can find a way to fix it. The primary research focus of Noosporists is the soul. We explore its depletion and methods to restore dispersed souls. As long as research continues, there might be a breakthrough that can help.
That's interesting that they're studying souls. And how to restore them. But it also implies that the phenomenon of dispersed souls is more common in this place.
We will do everything we can.
So your first reaction is in fact denial. You're indeed an Access student.
It's not denial. It's acceptance, but also maybe there's a way.
I look forward to your good news, Hyacinth.
Now there's another reason to look forward to tomorrow.
What?
Lady Treby, what's wrong?
Something's off. It's that strong feeling again. Is it Trian? Wait, no. It's not Trian this time. It's Trinan. Trinan is in danger.
What?
I win this round of escorting the bathers home.
How does one contender alone make a valid competition?
Offering a compliment or two wouldn't be the end of you, you know.
Haikas.
Gaze.
What is that word? Is that your native tongue?
It means hyena. I'm likening you to a weak hyena. By the way, you emphasize the completely wrong syllable.
Though we've been acquainted for some time, I have rarely heard you talk in the ancient tongue of Kremnos.
It's because I'm not exactly a master at it either. I can listen and read just fine, but when it comes to writing...
You can write?
Phainon! No! That's the teasing on another level. Do you want to get punched in the face? Look at his face!
You speak as if you don't have a brain.
That was in jest. I understand. After all, you spent all your childhood wandering far from home.
Worry about yourself first, Deliverer. You also never mention your hometown, apart from when you need to introduce yourself.
Well, it's because there isn't much to say. Mydei's Elysiae is simply a tiny village that disappeared many years ago in the flames of war. The only times I get to see it are in my dreams, and in...
Suddenly he's vulnerable and opening up to his boyfriend.
And in...
and in the trial from the Lance of Fury.
I knew it.
Yes, I saw it all. Mydei's Elysiae ablaze with everyone. My family, friends, and my kin, lying in a sea of flames. A blood-red half-sun hung in the sky, just like on that day. And before my eyes, that murderer killed Cyrene. But I saw its form this time. A black cloak, an eerie mask, and a broken giant sword that carried an ominous aura. I fought it in the trial. But even though I've been fighting, improving, and resolutely getting stronger all this time, I still couldn't defeat it.
You were blinded by hatred, and almost lost yourself in that trial.
That's right. And that's why I am truly thankful to you, Mydei.
full name.
You finally picked up some manners. Better late than never.
He is so smug and so happy. Do you really need him to thank you so much? That sounds as if Mydei was like going around just waiting for Phainon to say thank you.
Then what about you, Mydei? What did you see in that trial? What do you fear?
There is no word for fear in the Kremnoan language.
Uh-huh. Bullshit.
I'm getting the feeling that your language has no words at all.
But to answer your question, I saw Akuma in the trial. As well as... my old comrades. Phainon, Perdiccas, Ionius, Ptolemy, and Possesta. Ever since I returned from the Sea of Souls, these 5 have been by my side. We faced life and death together during our days in exile. Those 10 years were arduous, yet filled with moments worth treasuring. Each night, we would gather by the campfire, savoring honey brews and singing our hearts out. The wind in the wilds of Amphorius smelled like rust. Phainon would always tease me about adding goat milk to the honey brew, claiming I ruined the blood-red color of the drink. He had a scrawny figure, but was a relentless force on the battlefield, dispatching foes without so much as a blink. Perdiccas was an expert in concocting medicines, delving into all those strange folk remedies. Ionius was a swift runner and our most reliable messenger. Ptolemy was a real bookworm, always spouting off in chapters and verses. When we left Kremnos, he made off with a stack of ancient tomes from the Grand Library. Not like it mattered, as my family owns the library. And then there was Possesta. He was the silent type, but a truly masterful musician.
This is the first time I've heard you mention these 5. And their names.
I don't know, maybe you're on another level of your relationship, Phainon.
They died on the battlefield before the Kremnoan detachment managed to join Akuma. Perdiccas was the first to go. He was shot in the stomach by a poisonous arrow from the people of Laidon in the 2nd month of cultivation. In the end, his remedies mended all but himself.
Mydemos, do not mourn. I have achieved honor by bestowing a noble death upon the enemy.
Leonius died in the 5th winter. Idonia's snowstorm lasted 3 full months. On the night of the fiercest storm, our foes launched their assault.
Idonia. Is that the city Castorus used to live in?
Yes. Those zealots were as fearless as Kremnoans in the face of death, but they lacked respect for honor. They cornered us in the bottomless swamp. Leonius covered for our retreat. They cut his legs off. He vanished into the mire of a foreign land, his body never to be recovered.
This is perfect. Mydemos, I can finally deliver the news of you ascending the throne to the Nether Realm.
20 dusks later, we finally breached the walls of Idonia and entertained the usurper's plea for peace. However, the rebels refused to surrender and set up an ambush within the city. Ptolemy and his cavalry met their end before they could even relish our triumph. Those obelisks that collapsed after being set on fire became their final resting place.
Mydei, please, tell my family. It was not cunning schemes that vanquished Ptolemy, but the immense weight of Amphorius's entire history.
Then, it was Pacesta. He lured the enemies into the city of Aeneonis with his melodies, buying us invaluable time. Our enemies, consumed by indignation when they discovered the trick, set the entire city and my soldiers on fire. His final words were recorded on a small clay tablet, fractured by the flames.
Mydei, don the crown.
And at last, my most trusted friend, Hephaestion. He was supposed to stand by my side through it all. But a sudden relapse of his illness hit him on the eve of my duel against my father. He hid his condition from me. By the time I returned victorious, he had but a breath left in him.
A Cremnoan, dying on a sick bed. I would be a laughingstock to everyone.
Hephaestion, my dear friend. Spare your strength. I'll go get a physician.
No need. Even if Perdiccas were here, he couldn't stop destiny from taking me away.
No! None can take you away.
Oh, he sounds so sad.
Mydei, our king, do not shed tears for me. It's not befitting of your status.
So he cried for him. Ooh. That must have been a really dear friend slash boyfriend. Now Mydei is alone.
Farewell, my dear friend. You must lead us back home.
In retrospect, both Phainon and Mydei lost everything. Or at least everyone they cared about.
What a grave trial indeed. Now I understand why you see immortality as a defect, or even a curse.
My father threw me into the sea of souls to break the wheel of karma. But little did he realize it would grant me an immortal body and summon a fated revenge on his head.
Ah, so the Sea of Souls granted him immortality.
Following his demise, I considered leading my people back to our homeland. Kremnos had already turned it into a wasteland. Only darkness and insanity thrived there.
So his father was occupying a foreign city when he destroyed him? The city where Castoris was living?
Against the dissent of many, Crateros included. I made the Cremnoan detachment stay in Akama. But I know that their glory will never be doused out. The instant of strife shall inevitably arrive.
If you take over Nikedor, then you must begin the journey back to your homeland. So, you hesitate because you think leaving your people in the Holy City is a better choice?
I don't know. But I have never been crowned. And those 5 were never endowed with any titles. None is aware of their glory.
Your predicament is truly complicated. I don't know how I can give you any useful advice. Maybe you could seek counsel from more people, such as the Grand Craftsman. Cartonis' people seem to have been through comparable dilemmas. And that teacher of yours, Crateros?
Dee, we've got a big problem! Big problem!
Lady Tribby, What's making you so flustered?
Hurry up and go save Trinan! She got abducted by Kratos!
What? That's an evil, evil man!
Kratos! What's going on?
Mydei. It seems I was the one who exposed my vulnerabilities first.
Aglaya, I demand an explanation.
This man abducted Trinan by force, and forced her to bring him to the vortex of Genesis. He then brazenly stepped into the trial of the Lance of Fury, and naturally failed.
Is she telling the truth? Why did you do that?
Because I don't want to wait anymore. Your hesitation made me desperate. If you want to run away from your destiny to become king, then keep running. Someone will eventually stand up and fill in the gap left by strife. Then they will lead our people home.
Age has blinded you, teacher. Can't you see that I'm hesitating because of this very recklessness seared into your blood?
Kratos, do you truly believe you're worthy of entering the trial? To blaspheme against the prophecy? Does the mission we Chrysos heirs bear seem like child's play to you?
Do you know how the Kremnoans see you, Aglaya? You're a hypocrite and a megalomaniac. The prophecy of Genesis and the Flame Chase journey are just excuses for you to seize power.
Silence, Kratos. Do you even know what you're saying?
Are you defending this woman, Mydei? How many wars did people start because of her and her so-called prophecy? How many cities fell in the past millennium? Their people massacring each other. Even if this so-called Genesis really exists, will there be a place for the Kremnoans in that new world?
Are you done talking? By agreement between the Chrysos heirs and the Council of Elders, those who trespass upon the vortex of Genesis need not be tried by the Council. I am allowed to pass judgment alone. Kratos, your actions are unforgivable. I hereby sentence you.
Aggie, wait! We have a proposal! Someone has to resolve this conflict between the cities. Lord Kratos did not use violence to harm us. We can sense that his anxiety stems from his concern for his people's future. Please, Aglaya, hear us out first.
I'm listening.
I'm sorry, Lord Kratos. We were so preoccupied with deciphering the fragments of prophecy that we neglected those of you not favored by its message. Your accusations were harsh, but justified.
Oh, so they didn't think about regular people at all.
We wish to earn your trust, and those of the Kremnoans. I think the best way to do that is to take you to witness the source of the prophecy for yourself.
How are you going to show me something that has no form?
You've heard about that Outlander, right? She has somehow made a connection with Orynyx and can completely replicate scenes from the past. We will ask for her aid. Tomorrow, at the Abyss of Fate in the Temple of Yanisopolis, we will show you everything from that distant memory, Kratos.
A fair proposal. I accept.
Until then, you will be stripped of your freedom. That is my one condition, and I will brook no argument.
I am surprised that he didn't say, anything that it could be an illusion or something. That is an outsider, blah blah. How I know you're not lying?
It is not the first time I've been made someone else's prisoner. Do as you please, demigod.
Teacher, why did you do this?
Forgive me, young master. But I just cannot wait any longer. Ever since your father died, our people and I have been waiting for a day to revive Kremnos. We placed all of our hopes in you, but never received an answer.
This obsession for returning home has become a sickness for our people. Wise as you are, I refuse to believe that you can't see the truth.
You have a clear head, which is why you're also incomparably alone. A smart person can only choose to tangle himself with the mundane of this world. If you're truly capable of leading our people beyond this blood-stained fate, then prove it to me once more, Mydei, just as you did back then.
A fierce fighter. I did not expect such heroism from a feeble Akeman.
His own father thought that Mydei is Okeman?
Fulfill your duty as the victor, warrior, and tell me your name. I seek an honorable death from you.
As if you have any honor! Listen closely. I am the leader of the Kremnoan detachment, Mydei. I'm here to finish you, father.
It is you, the beast spurned by all. So you did defy death. The prophecy was true. You will bring an end to my Kremnoan dynasty.
I can't say that it's not his own fault. This is the exact same thing as with Oedipus, the father. Fearing what he heard from the seer, that Oedipus will kill him and marry his own mother. They threw Oedipus out. He was adopted and nobody told him that he was adopted, and then this is exactly how prophecy happened. He did kill his own father by accident and married his own mother also by accident, and when he learned the truth, he gouged out his eyes.
Defy? You're wrong. Death fears me. It's the reason I have this body of steel.
He looks hot though.
As for you, you already stand at death's door, father. You were the one who threw me into the Sea of Souls. The one who tried in vain to enslave a Titan. And the one who desecrated the body of a god. Haikus! You're a weak king. So weak that even the lowliest hyena is a more noble existence than you. And now, fate's reckoning is upon you.
Then swing your blade. Take my crown, coronate yourself with an old king's blood, and inherit it all. Become the new rightful king of Kremnos.
No. I don't want the crown. Listen. If there's only one end for the kings of Kremnos, then the crown means nothing to me. All I want is your life. To avenge Mother and my comrades.
But the walls of Kremnos will not fall with me. Do you truly think you can escape fate's grasp, my son? You and I, we're both the same. We feast on strife and fear. Now, kill me! The son of Gorgo is destined to be crowned in blood!
Kratoros. He said the Grand Craftsman Cartonus might have some suggestions. Might as well go see him. Grand Craftsman, how have you been?
King of Kremnos it is. That you would come, I knew.
You knew I was coming?
Your matters, I've heard. The path forward you seek. Many questions you have. But before that, take this.
What's this?
A signet ring for the King of Kremnos. Belonged to your mother. Recast and restore it. I did.
What? Mother threw it into the Sea of Souls.
A long time to fish out it took. Very fortunate we were.
I can hardly imagine how much patience and courage it must have taken to find such a small signet ring in the Sea of Souls. I owe you one.
Aww, baby.
Gratitude there is no need for. Repayment for saving me, this is. Questions you bring with you? Ask, now.
Fate I've always denied. It's finally caught up to me. By all rights, I should accept Strife's authority. It would make everyone happy. The Chrysos heirs, the Council of Elders, the Kremnoans. Even the bards who will write it all into song.
Yet hesitate still you do. Hesitate, why do you, young king?
Why are you speaking Yoda?
Because of my people. Be they men, women, the elderly or children. Hearts of all Kremnoans yearn for home. They've all been waiting for this day. For the day their king returns. Children of Strife would then be able to go home and embrace the old traditions. Never mind that most of them have only ever been heard in these so-called traditions and song. They would then gather around their king and throw themselves into battle.
This is not a good thing, you believe.
The Kremnoans have been trapped in a cycle of bloodshed for the past 1,000 years. They seek vengeance, start wars, become prosperous, and decline. How much innocent blood flowed into the River of Souls in all those years? How many needless sacrifices could we have avoided? I accept that fate and become the totem of strife that lead my people into repeating the same mistakes. Then of course I would be terrified. I'd be terrified of becoming king.
A different kind of Kremnoan you truly are.
Moments later in Trivi's room.
Mama! Mama! I had a dream last night.
Oh. Now what did you dream about, my darling Trebios?
I had a dream that I turned into many me's. Then we made the moon into a ship and made the stars into our sails. Then we floated on the ocean and let the wind blow us in any direction it wanted.
That's surprisingly Genshin Impact sounding.
Well, that sounds like a lovely dream.
Now it does. In the future it won't.
Yeah! The ocean and the sky were really, really dark. But there were so many of me that I wasn't scared at all because we'd all sing together. The ocean wind blew us onto an island where the wind tasted like flowers. There were bleating sheep and chirping birds inviting us to be their guests. There were so many animals on the island, but none of them ever fought.
Yanis's holy maidens can receive guidance from the God of Passages. Perhaps what you saw in your dream is a divine land somewhere in Amphorius.
You think so?
What's wrong, Trebios? You look unhappy.
Because on that same island, I saw a dark mountain on the other side of the ocean. And it was very, very tall. The mountain looked alive, and it kept getting closer to the island. Then I realized it wasn't a mountain, but a very, very tall wave made of water. When the wave smashed against the island, it looked like it was going to eat the island up. The small animals tried to chase it away, but they couldn't stop it. Then there was a bang and I woke up.
A dark wave.
Mama, does something that scary exist in real life?
Yes. Unfortunately, it does exist in Amphorius, but it's very far away from our temple. We call it the Black Tide, though it has nothing to do with water. It has no shape or form, but it can swallow up animals, humans, and even titans, turning them all into monsters.
Oh, the Black Tide is a baddie. I don't want everyone to turn into its food. Can't we chase it away?
So the Black Tide existed when the Tibius was still a child.
Of course, my dear. You only need to behave well and listen to what the adults tell you. Study all the knowledge and etiquette you need, then grow up and become a proper holy maiden. The divine Yanis will then give you guidance and help you light the way for the people.
Wow, I'm gonna eat a lot and study a lot and become a holy maiden. But Mama, you said the Black Tide can swallow up titans too. What do we do if even Yanis is eaten?
If that happens, then the holy maiden will have to be the one to guide people on the right path. After all, we are the human avatars of the God of Passages, yeah?
Human avatars of the God of Passages. Sus? That is both a reference to Nahida and to what we see on the starting screen of Genshin Impact.
Yeah!
But one person alone is not enough. Once you're older, you'll make a lot of friends. You must do your best to unite them, because that's also our duty as priests.
Friends? Are they also like me and Mama with pretty red hair?
They might not, but they'll certainly be just as smart and kind as you.
Mama? Am I dreaming?
Don't be silly, dear. Of course you're not dreaming. I've always been by your side.
What?
Now be a good girl and call your friends over too. Let's play hide and seek, just like we used to, okay? My Trebios is the smartest girl. I'm sure you remember where everyone is hiding.
The voice sounds so far away. I don't remember. Who am I looking for?
Your friends, who will chase the black tide away alongside you, of course.
Is this from my childhood? I don't remember. Am I dreaming? I used to sit here and listen to Mama tell stories. Oh, how I wish to see you again, Mama. Use the spindle to connect everyone.
There will be an amazing captain on that big ship. She's cheerful, optimistic, bold, and cautious. She'll be able to get everyone together.
Wow, that's amazing! Can I be the captain?
Of course you can. But you'll find someone else who's better for the job, my dear. I think that person lives in a beautiful temple that sits atop a hillside, covered in golden fig trees.
Oh, this is about Aglaya.
There's a noble girl there who's very smart, but also very delicate.
Just like Mama?
Perhaps. But before we find the captain, the ship also needs someone who can navigate it. Who could that be?
Let me think. I know! She's Trevi! I named this doll after myself? I don't remember it all. Is this a dream or something that happened in the past? It's packed full. Mama must have left all of these for me. All the words are blurred out. Could it be that my memory is fading?
Oh, I was so busy laughing at Mydei and Phainon that I didn't add enough gaze. Let's give them 5 gaze for their stupidity.
Bad chest! You can't lock me away! Huh? Why is this doll inside a chest? It's holding a sword. Why?
Many years later, many brave warriors will board this ship. They're skilled combatants who fear no danger.
Ooh, I can learn how to fight too and protect everybody!
Silly girl. You're Yanisopoulos' holy maiden. It's not your duty to fight. There will be many others to protect you.
Alright. Then where will they come from?
I believe one warrior hails from a lovely village where bulrushes flourish, while another comes from a magnificent royal city. Though each has their own troubles, both are ready to lend their strength for the ship's long voyage.
In that case, let Trian fight by their side. This way, they'll always stay on course. How could I have known the name Trian back then? Was it just a coincidence, or... can change your destiny.
When navigating at sea, you need to know both astronomy and geography.
Isn't Yanis's knowledge enough?
Oh, sweetie. The ocean isn't like the land. It's easy to get lost. That's why it's important to learn to recognize the miracle of Aquila.
Alright. Even though my brain is already super duper smart, I'll still try my very best.
Circe also favors children who try their best. They will send a wise scholar as everyone's teacher to help you reach your dreams.
I want to be a teacher too! Oh, wait. I'm super duper smart. So I want to be the teacher's teacher.
Why not? But if you're going to be a teacher, you might need to tone down that hyper energy of yours.
Then Phainon can do it. She's well behaved and would make a great teacher. Mama and the others always said that I had a great memory. But now, I can't even tell if this is a memory or a dream.
Come, let's line them up. Now, Trebios, set them on this music box and let them compose a melody for our song.
Music box? What's that?
Sweetheart, are you still groggy from your nap? You invented it.
I invented it? What does it do?
Oh, my lovely Trebi. You're usually so bright. What's gotten into you today? Well, you might as well see for yourself. Put your good friends on it and see the wonders it can do.
Put the dolls on.
Place the doll.
It's rotating. And I can hear something.
That's right. It's a music box. If you place the dolls in the right spots, it will start rotating and play beautiful music. Out of all your inventions, this one is my favorite.
I don't remember.
It's all right, my child. I'll sing along to the tune, and it will help jog your memories. Happiness abounded in this lush land by God's chosen. Giants raised their glasses in a toast, beheld by the 12 constellations. 3 carved the heavens and the earth. 3 wove the threads of fate. 3 molded life with their hands, and 3 guided calamity's gate. They declared the world too unstirring, hence wished endless laughter upon the living. Thus you and I were created, with words and song to weave, and love and intimacy to give. Thus creation was complete. Who then will bear the weight of humanity's souls, to lighten the steps of the living as a whole? O great Kephili, all-knowing Father of stature so tall, yet low does their gaze willingly fall. With light of dawn heavy upon their shoulders, golden blood spills unto the land, converging into a boiling river that flows to the heroic heirs of this world.
What's going on?
Oh, Yanis, please lend me your ears. In the black mist, as death and fate draw close. On the bloodied earth, the living and dead, but ghosts. What is this world? It mirrors your maze-like fate. What is this world? A silent lament without a trace. What is the past? Wandering ghosts that linger. What is the future? Souls scattered by fate's finger. What is the start? A voyage born in solitude. What is the end? A spirit, lonely and subdued.
lonely and subdued, and subdued, and subdued, 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 subdued. Hurry! Run! Trivios, run! The black tide has arrived!
Where can I go?
That became horror very quickly.
What's this? Why? Why are there dolls everywhere?
This is the sacrifice of a holy maiden. You won't make it to the end. Only one person can.
I know! It's fine if we can't reach the end. Our minds are made up.
Go.
Bid your farewells, Trivios.
Time is running out.
Mama, are you going to leave me?
My sweet girl. I will never leave you. But remember this, Trivios. All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. Since your mind is made up, then traverse the black tide and dispel the fog for Amphorius. I shall see you tomorrow, my dearest Trivios.
That was spooky.
Are we still in a dream?
Did you have a nightmare?
Maybe. But it's been a long time since we had any dreams.
It's not yet the entry hour. You still have plenty of time to rest.
No. Our heart is still racing.
It must be that reckless Kremnoan soldier who startled Trinan. And you as well. If you want, I can pass through his chest with the golden thread right now.
Aggie, cut it out with the scary talk.
I'm just kidding. If I were serious, I wouldn't have waited until now. Do you want to talk about the dream? Keeping it bottled up is not good for your health.
We had a dream about Mama. The dream itself was nothing. It's just the timing that feels a bit unsettling.
You mean...
It's Trian. Even if we refrain from ever using the power of the Century Gate again, her soul continues to slowly drift away from her body. There isn't much time left.
Perhaps it wouldn't be such a bad idea to let her relinquish her role as the gatekeeper and live out her days as a carefree child.
My girl, like her so much, her personality, blonde one. Hi, how is it going? Hi! I mean, I was not liking Aglaya very much at the start of the story, but I was justified. She tried to kill me. And I guess I kinda like her better now. Especially how she cares about Trivios.
You have a point, Aggie, but our decision has already been made on that matter.
I believe there's still another way.
Souls will be spent until they dissolve into dust. Such is our fate. Once we had a whole and connected body. If that body were a tree, then its trunk and branches would share the same fate, decaying at the same pace. Now, we are fragmented into numerous selves. Despite the absence of a trunk, we are offered another possibility. We can choose how our branches will perish in a way that is most beneficial to the flame chase journey.
That's sad.
Compared with saying farewell to one person, watching many fade away before me is even more sorrowful.
But advancing is the destined end of Yanis's trial. There's no retreat in our path. Don't feel sad about saying goodbye to us. We have already agreed on this, right?
It won't be long before I forget what sorrow tastes like.
Lol, fair. I liked her from the beginning, but that scene, I was like, oh my god, why?
So, what would you like for breakfast, Aggie?
What? Where did that come from?
After all this talking, we are feeling a bit hungry. Plus, it's nearly the entry hour now. Do you remember when we first met, Aggie? You were still a little one, and we caught you secretly eating oatmeal late at night.
Lol.
While my emotions might be fading, those memories are still as vivid as ever, teacher. Please, let me do it. What would you like to eat?
It's fine. Leave it to us. You should rest for now. It won't take long, and we'll call you when it's done.
In that case, thank you.
Then, see you tomorrow, Aggie. Nevertheless, that nightmare is ominous. Memories are slipping away, even the image of Mama. Just as expected, another trip must be made into the abyss of fate. Hopefully Orynyx will be willing to help us.
At the same time, somewhere in Okama. Oh no. Anaxa.
Long time no see, Professor Anaxa.
Who are you?
It's been a while. I'm the one who once overthrew the entire classroom in that spiritual physics lecture.
Oh, it's you.
Lol. He sounds so not amused.
No way. Do you really still remember that, Professor?
I remember that glib tongue of yours. What brings you here? Surely you're not here to reminisce.
You could tell.
Of course. You only beat around the bush when you have a hidden agenda.
That's not true. I'm here to seek enlightenment, as always. Could you please teach me everything you know about the black-robed swordmaster?
Rumors sure travel fast. Unfortunately, I too know nothing about it. I can only tell you that it is clad in a black robe and wields a greatsword. At least, it looks like a greatsword. It's shaped like a twisted half-sun, and a peculiar dagger resembling a crescent moon. By the way, take this with you. I got it from the sneak attack. It's yours now.
Oh, I was right. It is this thing. The one who torched Ides Elysiae to the ground. And killed everyone.
Don't try to be a hero. No one in Akama stands a chance against that thing right now.
Is that what the Titan said as well?
Not at first. But the god relented after having had a taste of its power. Even with the god possessing me, I couldn't fight against that blade. That incredible power doesn't seem to be granted by any Titan.
Are you suggesting that it originates from beyond Amphorius?
It's possible. Much like the Black Tide, no?
Nonetheless, it's an enemy we must overcome.
We? Drop the pipe dream, Phainon. No one wants to see you fall by their blade.
Wait, are they going to shelter him so he could survive till the end?
His mere presence will endanger the Holy City and the Flame Chase.
You know that I don't believe.
You don't believe in the so-called prophecy, I know. However, I'm here to seek your assistance, not at the request of Aglaya or Treeby. I just want to eliminate a threat to the city I pledged to protect. That's all. The tragedy at the Grove must never happen again.
Take a seat. Since you are sincerely seeking enlightenment, I suppose I can tell you one more thing.
What is that one more thing, though? Hey! Hey! Soon after in the Abyss of Fate.
What's wrong, Trian? Nothing. Just remembering what happened at the Grove. The monster in the black cloak. So scary. Everyone in danger. Nightmare. I can't forget. Don't be scared. There are no bad guys here. Didn't you save everyone with the Century Gate, Trian? Trian threw it away. Far, far away. It's never coming back. We got back safe from the Grove because of you, Trian. You're the reason the Flame Chase journey can continue. Sorry. Trian feels a bit dizzy. Why are we here again? For the same thing, of course. Remember? Tomorrow we will reveal the prophecies past to everyone. But first, we need to restore the memories that have been blurred by the fragmentation. We hope to present the full truth to everyone without hiding anything. Since Yanis caused the fragmentation, we can only turn to another Titan, Orynyx, for help. Also, remember to get breakfast ready for Aggie before the Lucid Hour tomorrow. Oh, yes! Trian remembers now. Oh, on that note, we had better prepare some saffron before we meet with the Titan. Saffron? Huh, it's an essential offering for rituals in the Temple of the Three Fates. You think we shouldn't go to Orynyx empty-handed? Yes, it's also a symbol of Yanisopolis. If we are to replicate memories, we need to use something that has experienced those days. And when we first met Aggie, we added that to the porridge we made for her, and she really loved it. I see! It's like killing 3 birds with 1 stone! But it all depends on whether Orynyx is willing to help us. This could be a problem. After all, it was us who took the core flame from Yanis, from Orynyx's kin. We will have to give it a try. If there's truly no other way... In our current state, we probably can't do anything to them. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Leave it to Trian. Trianne knows how to play cute. In any case, let's look for saffron first. I hope there's still some left in the temple, untouched by Mikador's soldiers. I remember that aged saffron is preserved in sealed jars. Let's be on the lookout as we go.
It's a dead end ahead. Turn back, teacher.
What? Aggie? No, it's an illusion. Wow, this room is huge. Trinan, did you? Yeah, I saw it. Was that a warning from Orynyx? What are you two whispering about? Treeby? Trinan? Trianne can't even hear our own telecommunication. Well, never mind. Trianne suddenly feels like this place is quite familiar. Oh, there's a whiff of safari in this room. It's right over there.
Safari?
Over here! Follow Trianne! Trianne, slow down!
Even if separation is our fate, a futile death is not the solution.
It appeared again! Right here! I summon thee, Orynyx! Stir up ripples of past reverie! Something's appeared! Wait, we should read it first.
To Mr. Wincombe, for many years Janusopolis has relied on the rose myrtle to obtain the boon of the god. We have spent 5 or 6 years now digging out its roots and cutting back its branches. Now this red tree is on the verge of collapse and has long since ceased to serve its purpose. Yet it still seeks to spread out its canopy and eclipse Janusopolis from the glorious ray. We have a secret plan to fell this tree. We just need to wait for the ceremony to make a small move, and the rose myrtle will slip and fall into the abyss. Janusopolis is built on a mountainside. There are more than a few cases of people who have lost their footing in its history. As for the next sacred tree, we were planning on selecting another puppet. As for the rose myrtle's daughter, Trebios, we'll call her Saffron for now. In my eyes, I think it would be fine to just find an excuse to off Saffron. Jesus Christ, did they kill their mother? Or erase their mother? Because she had too much power or something? However, Codex the Acolyte is extremely insistent on raising her to become the next sacred tree. She has undergone related education since she was a young girl, which would save a lot of work on our part. As for her identity as the daughter of Rose Myrtle, she is still young and has not yet grown wings. If we can just keep her grounded, the power of the Divine Oracle will remain tightly in our grasp. We both know that the saffron's most outstanding property is that it can be cooked in so many ways. Put in porridge, stewed, or fried. No matter how you cook it, this plant will always be a delicacy. Jesus Christ! But it also is a Genshin reference. Not only there are holy maidens of the Janusopolis, they are representations or avatars of sacred trees of Janusopolis. It sounds exactly like Nahida being an avatar of Irminsul. Something about wings. And the last part, cooking the saffron, like, this is so gruesome. Also, does it mean that when they added saffron to Aglaya's porridge, they kinda symbolically made Aglaya eat them? Like Jesus?
Wait, this is a letter? It mentions something about saffron and Treebios? Isn't that name... Never mind that for now. Why is this letter here? And how did Trian sense it? Could it be... our lost memories? Is it possible that we were already noticed by Oryx and entered their trial? But why haven't they said a word? Oryx has the whims of a child. Perhaps they're toying with us on purpose. Come on, this isn't the right time to be playing games.
Separation and death are two sides of the same coin. Reconciliation doesn't come easily for a mortal.
Are these visions also fragments of the past? Treeby! Trinan! Look what I found! Is this the safari? Coming! We'll take a look. But Trian, there's nothing in here. What? It was right in the stolium. Huh? There's really nothing here. That can't be! I swear I saw it! I swear! Trian is telling the truth. It was right there! Where did it go? Trinan, Treeby, why aren't you saying anything? Trian can't seem to hear you at all. We were just lost in our thoughts. Don't worry, Trian. What you saw was likely, Yanna's hair. We must have startled it away. Okay. Could Oryx be trying to make us falter? But why would they do that? Something feels off. Treeby, don't you think this temple is a little too quiet? What do you mean? It might just be an illusion. But Trinan wonders, is Oryx really putting us through a trial? Still no luck finding any safari. I suppose we can do without it. Let's try to convince Oryx. At least they didn't toss us out straight away. Whoa! Treeby, Trinan, look at this! So cool! It's really quiet in here. Do all Titans live in dark places like this? What's going on? Oryx disappeared?
Not long ago in Okema.
Are you saying that the black-robed swordmaster is not just tied to the Black Tide, but is also hunting for core flames everywhere?
This is the most plausible possibility. First, it has a vessel that can hold core flames. Second, I'm one of its targets. Let's start with the first premise. Its peculiar ceremonial blade can interact with a core flame, as evidenced by the pull I felt when it stabbed into my chest. I hypothesized that the blade can sense, absorb, or even retain core flames. The second premise is even more explicit. When it was engaged in fierce battle with many of us and was heavily distracted, it remained consistently focused on me. Or rather, on the Titan Circes inside me.
So it's plundering the flames. But if your argument holds up, wouldn't he be headed to Akama soon? The vortex of Genesis is full of the Titan's core flames.
Not necessarily. Let's call that person the Flame Reaver for now. If my presumption holds, that person has 3 targets. The first target is me. The second target is Oryx, who hasn't yet fallen. And the third is Akama and the Vortex of Genesis, where the core flames are housed. But I suspect Akama won't be their first target. Kefali's core flame is guarded by the Council of Elders' arcane power. And Fagusa's water curtain should be able to block out any external perceptions.
What about Thanatos and Aquila? Their core flames are yet to be restored?
The whereabouts of Thanatos remain a mystery to all. As for Aquila, can you fly?
No, I can't. Why are you asking that?
Can that Swordmaster fly?
Good point. But what if he does grow wings?
Lol.
If they had wings, I wouldn't have made it out of the grove alive.
That's a relief. Anyway, since the Flame Reaver has 2 targets, we need to move fast.
With the distances between Akama, the grove, and these potential targets, I believe we should bolster our defenses and...
Bad news, Phainon. 3B is missing. The last time the 3 of them were seen was in the Abyss of Fate.
Oryx! Are you in here? No response at all. Did they foresee that we were coming and hide in the fog, or... Treeby, we should leave. This temple has other people in it. What? Oh. Listen, footsteps. Fast ones. 3 or 4 people coming this way. Come on, we need to hide. Whoever they are, we can't let them see us. Treeby, Phainon, come check this out. What's this? Trian feels like it's so familiar.
Oh no. Babies, no!
Treeby? See you tomorrow.
Sometime later in Abyss of Fate.
Where am I? Little Gray? Snowy? And... Wait... Where's Trianne? Is she back?
We only saw the two of you collapsed on the side of the road when we arrived.
Danny and I looked around, but we couldn't find any traces of Lady Trianne.
What about the black-robed swordmaster?
Blast it! Of course it's him. We were still too late. I fear something bad has happened to Orynyx's core flame.
Then Lady Trianne...
She doesn't have much divine power left. We can barely sense anything.
We need to go after that black-robed swordmaster. Trianne, I have a bad feeling about this.
That you're both safe is already a blessing. Everyone, we must take action now. We should split into two groups. One group will stay in the Abyss and meet up with Aglaya's reinforcements, then search for Trianne's whereabouts. The other group will come with me to pursue the black-robed swordmaster and recover the core flame.
Do you know where it's headed?
I didn't get to tell you this before, but Anaxa and I already have our misgivings about the Black Tide, so we've made preparations. I'll tell you the details as we move. Opportunities are fleeting on the battlefield. We should hurry.
Lord Phainon! Lady Treby and Lady Trinan. I'm glad you're all right.
Did Aglaya's people get here?
Yes. Lady Aglaya already knows about the situation and sent along a message. Phainon, I understand that Swordmaster is of great importance to you. But if you charge in without a plan, I fear that you won't be the only one who dies in vain.
I understand. Hatred is a hero's deadliest poison. I have no intention of fighting alone. If that Swordmaster really is related to the Black Tide, the Chrysos heirs must not take them lightly. I have indeed planned to return to the Holy City and discuss the strategy with Aglaya. We'll need all the help we can get for this encirclement.
Why don't we split up as previously discussed? Hyacinth and I will stay to regroup with the reinforcement. You go back to the Holy City with everyone else and tell Aglaya about your plan.
Trinan will stay in the Abyss too. That way, both sides can communicate with each other if anything happens.
Thank you, everyone. Partner, Treby, let's go. We're back, Aglaya.
You should have come to me first, Phainon.
Aggie, there's no need to scold Snowy. Makima is currently in grave danger.
I know. It's beyond my imagination that the only two titans humankind can still rely on fell in such quick succession. I've never seen the golden thread pulled this taut, as if it could snap at any moment. Phainon, tell us your plan. Time is of the essence.
This being is not just hunting titans, but taking the core flames too?
Yes, just like the Flame Chase journey is doing. Professor Anaxa thinks the Flame Reaver's arrival is likely a sign the Black Tide has spread further.
Regardless of whether you're right, this being is still far more aggressive than we expected.
But its madness is also an opportunity for us. If its goal is the core flame, then that means us humans can lure it into a trap. Anaxa had already left the Holy City with Cersei's core flame while we were on our way to the Abyss, so he can make preparations for the battlefield.
Tell me, what makes you think this won't end with us losing another core flame?
Because this time, the power from beyond the sky is also at our side. She is the key.
Huh? I knew it, of course it's got to be me. Really, are you sure I can do it? I have a Stellaron, can we pass it off as a core flame?
We need your other companion, too.
Ma'am, do you mean me?
Since when can you speak full sentences?
I see. Phainon, that battlefield you mentioned, is it Castrum Crimnos?
Yes. I'm sure everyone remembers the astonishing miracle our partner here performed with her companion during the battle with Nikador, and how they awakened Castrum Crimnos' past. That will be the key to our victory. We will use Orynyx's power to once again open a passage to the past and lure our enemy inside. Then, we'll seal the Flame Reaver in the maze of time.
Is it even possible?
Impressive. Orynyx has fallen, and Yanis's divine power already belongs to Okima. Once we take back the core flame, the Swordmaster will have no means of escape. It's very clever, using the element of surprise instead of brute strength. Can you do it, little one?
That's right, we can do anything. Really, I'm not so sure about this. Really. Then I'm gonna make a wish.
Yeah.
Such enthusiasm. I'm glad to see you're confident. By the way, the Council of Elders declared a state of emergency when Treeby went missing. Kynus and her following have heard tell of the incident at the Grove, and are galvanizing support in secret. I fear she'll make her move before the next assembly of the citizens.
What are they plotting?
That short-sighted politician likely believes the Chrysos heirs have outlived their usefulness, and is making preparations for her next step. That ugly side of humanity is something we'll have to deal with eventually. But that's a problem for another day. I've sent Casterus ahead to the Council with a message. She should be able to keep the situation under control for the time being. Phainon, it is my hope that we can come to an understanding on this. We must take down the Flame Reaver in one go, and retrieve the core flame. And in doing so, grant ourselves an advantage against the Council of Elders.
Of course. You may count on me to lead the charge.
Is it even possible?
I apologize for tasking you to spearhead the plan once again, but Okima is currently beset by enemies from within and without. The situation brooks no delay, and we have precious little time to confer and discuss the plan with you. That being said, you are the key to our success, and I shall respect any decision you make.
How do we make sure that the plan will work?
I may not be as masterful as Trian when it comes to the Century Gate, but even I can open a nice big gate if I have enough time.
As for whether we can take back the core flame, that will be up to Anaxa's capabilities.
Based on what I know of him, he can do it.
How do we guarantee my safety?
I'll be honest, we can't. But the Flame Reaver will have to step over my dead body if they wish to do you harm.
Whatever Mem's plan is, I will follow. We reserve the right to withdraw at any time.
We are grateful to you for your aid, and to the rest of you as well. Now, let us be off to begin the hunt. May carefully sharpen our gaze and grant us victory over the enemy.
Feels like we're missing someone.
You mean Mydei? He's dealing with a different problem. Don't worry, that man would never miss out on this fight.
Vortex of Genesis, Okima.
Farewell, my dear friend. You must lead us back home.
You and I, we are both the same. We feast on strife and fear.
If you're truly capable of leading our people, beyond this blood-stained fate, then prove it to me once more, Mighty Mos.
He came!
Be here?
He came! Did you came to see him off to his trial that he did for you? You gay?
I heard you're about to set off on an expedition.
That's right. It's going to be a tough battle, and our destination is... turns out to be Castrum Kremnos.
Is that why you're here? To pray to the dead Nikador?
No, just the opposite. I'm here to tell you, you can entrust the front lines to us this time. You can't afford to lose your upcoming battle either.
Have you heard the story of Geocles the Mountain Breaker?
Sounds like you've spoken with Cartonus. That's the name of the legendary mountain dweller, right?
Let's have a chat before we go our separate ways. Cartonus told me that back in ancient times, the mountain dwellers lived in seclusion. They spent their days quarrying and gathering, living a simple and peaceful life away from strife. But Geocles was different. He resisted their traditional way of life, yearning for the world beyond the mountain. They're safe, but humdrum culture was like fetters around him.
He sounds a lot like you.
Yes. That is why he, too, faced the same dilemma as I do. One day, during one of Geocles' many ventures beyond the mountain, he spied a battalion of Lydonians stationed at the foot of the mountain. The Lydonians were at war with their arch-enemies, the Companions, and they used the mountain as a base to carry out guerrilla warfare operations. When Geocles, who had taught himself the common tongue, approached a soldier, he learned a shocking piece of news. Lydonians were planning to plant mines and explosives all over the mountain, and then lure their enemies within. With danger lurking with every step, the mountain dwellers' homes were no longer safe. Geocles quickly returned to his village to bring the news to his people. But...
let me guess. They refused change and chose to put up with the situation instead.
that's right. The mountain dwellers were fearful of even the smallest change to their lifestyle, let alone leaving their home. Despite the imminent war, the elders would rather negotiate for peace instead of leaving the mountains. This made Geocles both angry and sad. But he didn't give up. If you were in his shoes, what would you have done?
Lead my people on a resistance, perhaps. I'm not sure. I can't think of a solution that would make everyone happy.
A solution that would make everyone happy, huh? That's how naive we are. Well, let me tell you what Geocles did. He took the mountain dwellers' store of gemstones and traded them with the Lydonians for a massive amount of gunpowder. But he didn't do this to fight the Companions. Under the cover of night, he set ablaze the forest surrounding the settlement, forcing his people to flee the mountain. That great fire marked the beginning of mountain dweller history. Since then, their people became part of civilization, and giants became a common sight in the Holy City. Meanwhile, that mountain they once lived in has turned into little more than foam inside the black tide.
But leaving their homeland also brought many mountain dwellers misfortune. They
were hunted by Kremnoans or enslaved. Indeed, that is undeniably also part of their history. But that is Geocles for you. The merits of his actions, or lack thereof, have been scrutinized by many, but historians nevertheless hail him as the Mountain Breaker. Why do you think that is? It's simply because he took action and enacted change with his own hands. He didn't try to make everyone understand him, nor did he even waste time trying to make everyone happy. He started a great fire and burned the shackles of tradition to ashes. And then forced everyone to march toward the coming of a new era.
Is this what you are planning to do?
You've made up your mind, haven't you?
Gay.
I'll be leaving Akuma soon to fight the great darkness of this world. And to shoulder Nikador's destiny. So, listen well. If there comes a day when we meet again on the battlefield, that I stand opposed to the flame chase, remember to stab your sword into my back through my 10th thoracic vertebra. That's my weak spot. And the only way to kill me.
Gay! How would you tell your only weak spot? How would you reveal such a very important information to, if not the person you trust most?
You have my word.
Aw. Stupid gays. Stupid tragic gays.
Go now. The battlefield calls. Send that flame-thieving hyena to their death. But if you find yourselves with no other recourse, pray to that blade in the sky. And loudly call out the name of the new god.
Did he just tell him to invoke him in his time of need? Mydei.
That's the sound of an all-out war. Not the kind of ruckus Professor Anaxa can raise on his own. Let's hurry. The battlefield is just ahead. No way. A Cremnoan? I didn't think she'd manage to send the Cremnoans to assist. Brave warrior, what's the situation on the front line?
Nakaman, why are you here?
What? Didn't Aglaya tell you? We have been instructed to assist you in trapping the Flame Reaver.
Aglaya, that vile usurper. I spit on her name.
What?
Our king will be back soon. He'll be able to deal with you and that black road.
What's wrong with them? A hoarse curse lodged in his throat, refusing to escape. Moments later, he convulsed, his head dropping as his spirit departed his body, drifting towards the abode of Thanatos.
The Cremnoans really are just like their king. Rest in peace. May your glory last forever. Did they come to fight on their own accord? Or...
I can still fight. You must become king.
Nikador is with us! Nikador is with us!
Stream forth, gleam of old plans.
We're almost there.
Stop glitching, you stupid game.
Once we take back the core flame, Yanis's passage will open. When that happens, you must evacuate immediately. Don't stay behind. The rest will be up to how well we work together.
But remember what Mydei said before? Cast aside all distractions once you're on the battlefield.
That's funny that Phainon keeps invoking Mydei when he's not here.
Let's go, partner. Today, destiny shall stand with us!
Finally.
Pent in the memories of the dead! Executioner!
Yay, battle! Hello?
You sure know how to keep a man waiting. Any later, and I fear the Titan would have sacrificed me.
Frail child of humanity, 'tis more effort keeping you hale and whole against that blade than it is in seeking the truth of the world.
Enemy targets detected.
On the still waters of oblivion. It too shall fall.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activate. Time for a good old counterattack. Are you serious, huh?
Oh no.
Bust.
My supports are dying!
Commencing support.
Free will, or was it destiny for oblivion?
It's on me.
All but one data return to the great tree.
Watch your head.
Come feast your Happy New Year! Enemy targets detected. Ready for another? Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Return to the great tree.
Shit! Fuck.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
They're trying to overwhelm us with numbers. Split up and take them out!
Oh, what a spirited display, deliverer.
I just lost everyone.
The dice have been cast. Bust. Or maybe I'll take it off.
Score.
Watch your head. Sure, I'll play along. It's on me.
This one. Return to the great tree. Return to the great tree. Smash
Head the dice have been bust. Or maybe I'll take it off. All in.
There's no point continuing this farce. I need casual mode.
You sure know how to keep a man waiting. Any later, and I fear the Titan would have sacrificed me.
Frail child of humanity, 'tis more effort keeping you hale and whole against that blade than it is in seeking the truth of the world.
It too shall fall.
Why it doesn't switch to casual mode automatically, but I have to first lose and then switch it?
Time for a good old counterattack. Enemy targets detected. Ready for another?
All in. The dice have been cast. Or maybe I'll take it off.
Another journey begins, destined for oblivion.
At long last.
Huh?
Embarrassing.
He He's so happy to see him.
This city is mine anyway. So why shouldn't I go through the front door? Minion of the Black Tide. I, King of the Kremnoan Legion, will be your opponent today.
Long time no see, Nikador.
Huh? Then burn my dynasty and offer these ashes to Strife. Ooh.
Commencing support.
Free will, or was it on the still waters of oblivion?
Sure, I'll play along.
Enemy data secure. Net markers activated. Time for a good old counterattack.
Spend freely.
I weep for the departed. It too shall fall.
It's time to end this.
Heed my call! I am the Lance of Fury. The agony this world needs!
Ooh! Ooh!
God has come to Castrum Kronos.
That was quick.
Look! The warriors have returned!
But are the rumors true? Has Ornyx fallen?
It's as the Council of Elders said. We face a dangerous threat. Yet the Chrysos heirs are only inciting more chaos. They don't care about the people's safety.
They really gave the core flame of strife to a Kremnoan at the end.
What a noisy crowd.
This, doesn't feel right.
It's probably because Ornyx is gone. Ornyx was a generous titan in the eyes of the people. They graced us with miracles, allowing humanity to reap many a convenience from the past.
What they don't know is that the Titan didn't do all of that of its own volition. Regardless, the Titan has fallen, and we must surrender Ornyx's core flame.
A meeting with that woman again so soon? I just can't catch a break.
Professor Anaxa, why don't you find someplace to rest first? Matters that require Aglaya's attention are piling up. You two meeting again will, forgive my honesty, only distract her. Just try to stay on your best behavior, if you know what I mean.
That's not up to me, I'm afraid. I've been trapped in her prison the moment I set foot in this holy city. The price of having a Titan living in my head, I suppose. Don't worry, I don't want trouble either.
He and Aglaya don't get along, huh?
They have differences in ideology. Alright, I suppose that's putting it lightly. Don't worry, you'll figure out the intricacies of these relationships sooner or later.
I'm sure you don't need my help handling Ornyx's core flame. So I'll be off. I have some personal matters to attend to.
somehow feels like D has closed himself off even more after he completed his trial.
That means that he needs Phainon to open him like a can.
Yeah, a lot has happened in the past few days. You've been lost in thought for a while now too, Treeby. Did Phainon bring news?
Yes. She has found Trian. She was at the bottom of the valley outside the temple. But that's where the good news ends.
I'm sorry.
It's alright. They also found someone else besides Trian. He was no better than a corpse when Trinan and Hyacinth arrived. He had suffered more cuts than could be counted and leaped off a cliff from a great height, all to free Trian's body from the clutches of the black-robed swordmaster.
What a brave soul. Do we know who he is?
Yes. It's Krateros.
How did he go there though? Wasn't he in prison?
Stop! If you want this girl dead, you'll have to kill me first.
How ludicrous. Your body made of flesh and blood as it is will not survive more than a single strike from me.
Better to die in battle than return even in glory. As a Kremnoan, I know not the fear of death.
She's lost her divinity. I have no interest in an empty shell. But answer me this, child of strife. Why do you raise your shield for her?
As the leader of the God Shield Brigade's elite, I protected the king against the Black Tide with this very shield. And I've done this over and over, hundreds and thousands of times. A pathetic killer like you could never understand the weight it bears.
Pity. And crumble like rusted iron.
Good! Supreme glory shall be mine, as I indulge in the libations and incense offered by my descendants. Come, let us fight! For Kremnos! For my king! For Amphorius!
We foresaw this cruel parting 1,000 years ago. Today is but a reminder of that bitter taste.
But Lady Aglaya, I don't understand. It wasn't life itself that Lady Trian lost. Why does she look like she really turned into a doll? I don't understand.
Don't be sad, Hyacinth. Trian has used up her borrowed time from Yanis, that's all. Her spirit is now riding the west wind, flying ahead to a world free of sorrow.
If a world like that truly exists, does that mean everyone from the Grove is there too?
It exists, Hyacinth. Do you not remember? The prophecy that guides the Chrysos heirs is the voice of Kefili before it fell silent.
In the end, they didn't have the opportunity to show the Kremnoan guy the prophecy.
It loves all of its creations dearly, and would never bear to lead us astray with lies. What about the Kremnoan veteran? How is he doing?
The Twilight Courtyard has done all we can. Even so, we've only managed to keep him from breathing his last. I had to use the Sky Priest's techniques to help him to walk again. But if light ever disappears from Akama for good... No. Let's hope that never happens.
This is already nothing short of miraculous. When we found Craterus, he was no better than a corpse.
The parting hour is upon us. Yet the golden thread runs slack. The heroes have returned with their spoils. Everyone, please take this opportunity to rest and prepare for what awaits us. You've returned unscathed and brought tidings of triumph. Truly a moment worthy of celebration.
It's incredible to think that we returned Nikador's core flame not so long ago. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to say that you and your friend's arrival has melted the glaciers of history.
This is what trailblazing is. Where a nameless goes, trouble follows. We have melted a real glacier before.
You could say this is the true face of history. It slumbered for 1,000 years, only to awaken for this one moment. Alas, now is not the time for a study of history. I do not see a Naxa around. Was this under your instructions, Phainon?
Yes. It just seems much more efficient than letting you two go at it endlessly.
Lol.
A rash decision. After all, he still bears a core flame with him. I do concur with your assessment of efficiency, though. Now, let us table the issue concerning him for the moment. The more urgent matter is the core flame of Orynyx. The Chrysos heirs had initially crafted a plan regarding the order to return the core flames, for titans like Orynyx and Circes, who harbor no intentions of harming humanity. Our strategy entailed assuming their divinity only at the very end. But this unforeseen turn of events has thrown everything into disarray.
If we don't return the core flames to the vortex of Genesis, and we leave the Titan's divine positions vacant, we can't even begin to imagine the disaster that would follow. But the most pressing issue at hand is that we haven't found the Chrysos heir capable of bearing Orynyx's divinity.
Phainon, Castrus, Mydei, and Hyacinth. Treepy and I devoted a millennium scouring the world, only to find these few people. Only a chosen few possess the capacity to assume divinity, the elite among the Chrysos heirs. We would never hastily extend our invitation without first verifying their potential to bear such power. Yet we cannot compel anyone into divinity, as it would be no different from sentencing them to the gallows.
Truly a dilemma.
Yeah. How about letting her give it a try?
What? I've been waiting for someone to say that, friend. So you're okay with sentencing me to the gallows? The owner isn't liable for their pet's words.
Mem special mem. Mem mem.
Mydei POV again.
I see the Reaper has forsaken you too, teacher.
It simply put my life in the hands of the Twilight Courtyard. That priest girl's medical talents are truly exceptional. She might be far from the ordinary girl we envisioned. But this isn't about me, Mighty Mos. I saw it. You finally decided to embrace your own fate.
Power of strife is stirring a tempest within me as we speak. My bones have turned into steel, and my blood is seething in a blaze. Past rulers of Kremnos could only aspire to this might, yet I have merged with it. I've made history, and henceforth divinity and kingship shall coexist as one.
Indeed. You've realized the aspirations of every former king of Kremnos. And now, you can at last bring our people home and reforge the glory of Kremnos.
Unfortunately, I harbor no such desire.
What? What do you mean by that?
Over 2 millennia past, devotees of Nikador's might banded together beneath their feet and erected a city of their own. Ever since then, Kremnoans have served as the blades wielded by the god of war, following the Titan's path in its conquest. Yet, gazing upon our history through the lens of my newfound divinity, I now see it with unprecedented clarity. This history is sheer absurdity and inferiority. People surge onto the battlefield like ants, plundering and slaying for their own greed, only to be trampled upon like ants. The city and the beliefs that Kremnoans hold so dearly, alongside the supposed tradition, mere anthills that can be crushed with a single touch in the eyes of the Titan.
You! Are you trying to strip Kremnoans of the pride we've amassed over thousands of years with mere words?
That pride holds little significance, Krateros. Now that I've assumed the divinity of strife, my next step will be to renounce the title of king.
No. No!
Oh no!
Convey my message to every Kremnoan. This is an order.
Do not do this, Mighty Mos. I beg you.
Our history commenced in the year 2506 of the Light Calendar, concluded in the year 4931. I, Mighty Mos, last king of Castrum Kremnos, son of Gorgo, do hereby proclaim the Kremnoan dynasty comes to an official close today.
What is that behind him? On the
You
sky.
have killed us. You have killed us all.
No. I am granting you a new beginning.
What is this?
My mother's signet ring. It served as a symbol of kingship, and I now imbue it with a fresh significance. Take it, and rally those who have lost their identities. Convey the words of Mighty Mos, now ascended to divinity. You no longer need to chase fleeting honors or face death on the battlefield as if it were your sole destination. However, you must adapt to fit into the city you once observed with indifferent eyes. A cruel fate awaits Amphorius. No matter how illustrious a dynasty may seem, it crumbles to rubble and gravel before formidable foes. Yet, you shall tread the only path out, one that leads to a brand new world at its end.
Why task me with being your messenger? Why not explain all this to them yourself?
Because only humans can guide the path to be trodden by humans. It's not the lot of humans who crave the power of gods and spiral into madness for it, but humans who stand ready to raise their shields high to protect the lives behind them.
I failed to save that child.
That is irrelevant. As demigods, they have long been prepared for it. What truly matters is that you showed up there and shielded her.
I thought he was talking about Mydei, but he was talking about Trian.
The one who persuaded Aglaya to set me free that night. Was that you, Mydei?
Yes.
She's not one to easily make a concession. What did you offer her?
I staked my mother's name to guarantee the integrity of your soul to her. And I promised her that I would dedicate all I have to the Flame Chase journey.
And what is next, Mydei? Where will you be headed now?
To the place where I belong, to fulfill my promise. The madness that has plagued Nikador and the darkness that has consumed Amphorius. It's now my turn to fight against it. There are some people to meet with before I leave. Let's go.
Well, looks like that fanfiction I was reading was actually right about what happened. I was thinking they were lying to me, but it looks like I spoiled myself what happens without knowing. That fanfiction included Mydei coming back to Castrum Chemnos alone, and Trian dying. Anyway. I feel like we did a lot of story, but I also feel like we didn't do much story at the same time. Like, it was happening so quickly, some of the cutscenes were so quick. Especially when I switched to casual mode. Were they supposed to be that quick? La la la. 3 hours. Wait, let's check the atlas again. Yeah, we only did like 3 parts of this story. How many is there left? There's like left... I say feel like this new storylines feel quicker or shorter, but could be my mind. No, actually, the first part of the story was so fucking long. I mean the previous mission. Just when Amphorius started, the first part was so long for no reason. It had 15 fucking hours. Maybe this is more consolidated. I can see on the atlas that there is 1 mission left, and then there is like a concluding mission. So I guess 1 hour, 2 hours of content maybe. Because I don't know how long Mydei saying goodbye is supposed to last, and is there anything supposed to happen after that? Like, I just got a reward for fulfilling a mission. So I guess we just started a new mission. Anyway, looking for someone to raid. I mean, I feel like like we didn't move far in the story, but the stuff that were happening inside the story were happening very quickly. Like battle with the Flame River, I thought it will be a little bit longer, but it was like so brief. Like Trian was attacked, then suddenly we found the guy. Suddenly we are fighting him. I feel like a lot of things were skipped, like going into places. We were straight teleported. Then finding Trian's body and the guy, that was also a skip. Like before, in the first part of the story, I felt like we were walking everywhere on our own. Like we had to talk with everyone. Everyone had too much dialogues. Even the trip from Okema to Janusopolis took some time. But now we were teleported between places. I was like wondering, how are Trian, Trianon, and Tribi even in Janusopolis so quickly? They said tomorrow we will meet there and show you the memory or whatever. And then suddenly they were there. Like, did they teleport using the gate? But didn't they say they can't use the gate because it drains their divine power? Like, how did they jump so quickly between those places? This in the grove we actually could see that we actually arrived too late, because the guy we found already ran away from the city when it was attacked. So it took him a few days, I suspect, to inform, like to reach the Okema, and those two cities are very close. No, wait, it was Janusopolis and Okema that were close. The Grove was a little bit farther. Anyway, still, it took some time, but between Janusopolis and Okema, it kind of feel like at the start of the story there was a distance that we had to trek for a few hours, but now it kind of felt like it was happening so quickly. Like, people were changing places so quickly, as if there was no distance. And from what I remember, yeah, Janusopolis and Okema are like right next to each other, but there is still some time between them that has to pass. And I guess these parts were cut out, the journeys, and that's why it feels like it was happening too quickly. Because we were teleported between two close locations, when at the start of the story we weren't teleported, we were traveling on those weird animals. In Penacony, it wasn't weird because Penacony was a dreamscape. So in Dreamscape, it was logical that we were jumping so quickly between places, because we were basically doing what the movie Inception was doing. We were jumping between layers of a dream. But here, when we have physical space, it kind of throws you out when the journey in between cities is cut out. Let me check the map of Amphorius once again. Amphorius map. Wait, isn't that map inside the game? I didn't even pay attention. No, I can't switch to that thingy I want. There were 2 maps in Yarilo 6. I was hoping there was similar one for Amphorius. Okay, I have to use Google. Yeah, Okema and Janusopolis are right next to each other. Then Grove of Epiphany is across Okema, but there is like a huge distance between them. Janusopolis is right next to Castrum Kremnos, and Castrum Kremnos is the closest to the Grove. And there is also a city called Styxias that is close to Okema. And there is also Idonia on the map somewhere, which is supposedly the city where the Mydei killed his father, I guess. Also, they said that Castrum Kremnons keeps moving, so it's like a moving city. And how does it do it? Even on the map, it's flying, I think. Is it a flying city? I guess that helps with fighting the monsters when you can fly above the water. Anyway, I was looking for someone to raid, I got distracted. Anyway, it looks like there's a few, like one more stream and I feel like we'll be finished with the main story of Amphorius, but there are also like 3 quests from previous part that I didn't do. They are visible in the atlas. I just forfeited doing them because I wanted to do the main story first. But today we hit the jackpot. We hit the perfect gayness today. Like Mydei and Phainon are something else. Dr. May who? Dr. May doesn't even exist in this Greek setting. Who needs women who are not gay in Amphorius? LMAO. We are in Greece. Greece was weird. I mean, not weird in a bad sense. Weird in the... At the same time, they had like those weird notions that they were okay with one thing, but not okay with another thing. Like, for example, Greek people didn't mind homosexuality as long as you weren't a bottom. Like, they considered being a bottom something bad. So you could only be a top. But there had to be the bottom for homosexuality to happen, you know? But they had this weird idea of, you know... I don't know if I can say it on stream. Wasn't aware of that, lol. Google it. How to say it without being obstinate? I will try to put it in medical terms. They considered penetrating the anus as disgraceful. Therefore, they engaged in intimacy without insertion. That didn't sound very medical, but it also wasn't obstinate. I guess I achieved my goal. What is that emoji? Zoom. And at the same time, women in Sparta were owning land and governing the city basically because their husbands were at war and someone had to keep the city going. And there was also that one contingent of soldiers that was mostly made from homosexual men. Band of Thebes. Apparently, when you fight shoulder to shoulder with your lover, you are more proficient at battle. That contingent of people was very successful at battle. They were called a Sacred Band of Thebes. I am stalling. I am looking for someone to raid. But I keep getting distracted. Oh, that's cool. It's a cool name. I can type it for you. Okay, let's rate this person. I never rated them before. Okay. This person is playing I suspect this is also a gacha game. It's called Soul Hackers 2. But I'm not sure if it's gacha or... No, maybe it's not gacha, more like turn-based. It looks very similar to Persona, to be honest. So I hope you enjoy your stream. And see you tomorrow. Tomorrow I will have a free day. So I will try to stream early and longer. So I could catch up with... Because I have to catch up with Genshin also, because I forgot about it completely, because I was trying to catch up at the same time with this late, Honkai Impact Bird, Honkai Star Rail, and I forgot about Genshin. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Bye!